What is going on, everybody? Welcome into another episode here on Wide Eye Sports. We are going to be talking Red Zone Roundtable today. And that's just, we're going to be talking some ball, talking some different subjects. I got like 9 different topics here we're going to talk to the boys about. Joining me, Riley and Spoon, as always, conductor of the Baker Train, and Riley, the big Bears fan of the group. Spoon's actually a Cowboys fan, even though he's the conductor of the Baker Train. It should be noted that he is officially, technically, kind of a Cowboys fan. But as we all know, he goes, I am. Speaking of the Cowboys, they're not even on my list, but George Pickens said today he will not do a hold-in. He will not do anything. He's all about football, and he's going to show up to training camp ready to ball. Good.
It's the first. Yeah, that's the first I've heard of it, so that's good.
Yeah, it just happened today. Just happened today. Another receiver on my list to talk about, though, is Rashee Rice. Have you guys seen the video of Rashee Rice today?
No.
Him running away from the cameras?
Oh, yeah, I'm going to pull it up here. So he got released from jail today.
Yeah, okay.
Let's fly in here. That's crazy. All right, I'm going to share my screen here. Give me 2 seconds. Share screen. All right, so this is him being released from. That is not me playing it backwards. That is him walking backwards to avoid seeing his face.
His rehab must be going good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, look at this. Look at this breaking ability. Look at this knee. Look at the knee. Right there. That break right there was something phenomenal.
That's 4.22 right there.
That is all day. That is all. He was dripping out there. But yeah, so he got
fans excited.
Yeah, he was released from jail this morning after serving his 30 days and ran away. I would like to say, number one, his elusiveness was on point. I mean, he's in mid-season form right now.
He could play DB the way he was backpedaling.
Yeah, I mean, you see that? The acceleration down the sidewalk to really separate from the defender, it was incredible. It really was incredible. So yeah, we'll see where that goes. I was just making a little joke. I just want to keep it lighthearted here. I do have a real football question for you boys, though. Okay. There's a couple of teams every year that, end up finishing near the bottom. And I want to know who you guys think the worst team in the NFL in the 2026 season will be. I have a couple teams written down here. Of the 4 of these teams, who do you think is most likely to come in last? I have the New Orleans Saints, the New York Jets, the Arizona Cardinals, the Cleveland Browns, and the Miami Dolphins. Let me know if you need those repeated.
I would say Miami.
Miami?
Really?
Yeah.
I want to say Arizona.
The thing for me is Arizona at least has like weapons on offense.
Yeah.
Miami has a weapon on offense now. Unless you count Malik Willis.
Which I do not.
I don't either. The Jets have somewhat of a defense. The Saints have somewhat of an offense. The Browns, though, what do we make of the Browns now? They don't have Garrett anymore. They don't have an offense. They literally have no offense. They don't really have a defense.
Right now, it shows Deshaun Watson's their starter. So.
Oh.
Sorry. Yeah, I don't know what to make of this Cleveland Browns team.
I think
they were. It was honestly, whenever I was thinking about it, I thought Arizona popped into my head, the Browns popped into my head, the Saints popped into my head, because I feel like the Jets are going to be a little better with Geno Smith as the quarterback. I think they could be. They're going to be bad. Do not get me wrong. I'm not saying they're a 500 team. They're not.
So are we thinking Miami? Miami's a front runner. And then who else? Who else is our other front runner for worst team? Cleveland?
I would say Saints.
They have an offense, though.
Yeah, I don't think the Saints are going to be that bad this year.
They have a legitimate chance of offense. I would vote Cleveland.
They added Travis Etienne in the offseason, too, to help out their run game, too. I think they'll be fine.
I would vote Cleveland. I'm going to vote Cleveland here. So, that being said, can I Oh, I can. Okay. So I'm gonna go look at the schedules for both of these teams real quick. I think I can do that. Yeah, there's one there.
For
I said Arizona. Which
You think Arizona is going to be worse than Cleveland, even with two really good wide receivers and a great tight end and a quarterback that had chemistry with both of them?
Well, yeah, dude. Look at the Arizona schedule. They're not winning a single game until maybe week 12.
Ugh.
They might beat New York, but it's in New York, so I'm going to take New York there. But look at their
The
schedule.
Jets or the Giants?
The Cardinal or the Giants.
Oh, they're not beating the Giants.
I don't think they are either. Then who's this next best team next worst team they play?
I don't know. I'm not looking at
The
the schedule.
Chargers week 1?
All right, here, look at the Browns, though. They play at Jacksonville, at Tampa, versus you back yet?
I hear you now.
Can you see me yet?
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Yeah, I can't. I can't see me. I can see you. Yeah, I don't
Can
know
we
what
see
happened.
Riley?
You
Can
got
we
me?
see Ri-
The only one I can see is you.
Can you see yourself?
Nope.
We're having full technical difficulties. I don't know what's going on right now. My internet says it's fine. My internet says full speed.
Yeah, my live is still going normal. It's
I
just
see Riley right now. Riley, can you hear us?
It all froze.
Riley, try leaving and coming. Can I add you? Nope, I can't add
Yeah,
that one
here.
either. Hold on.
even come back real quick. Oh, now I see Riley.
Now I see Riley.
I can see everyone right now. At least on my phone, it's not showing up.
Yeah, here, let me leave
Doing
and
up
come
on
back
my
real quick.
computer.
Oh, well, we lost Spoon for a second. I can see Riley. Riley, you can see me. Sorry for the technical difficulties. That was crazy. As I was saying, at the Jets, still don't see. Oh,
There you go. Now I can see me.
I still can't see you. Can you see him, Riley?
On my phone, yes. On my computer, no.
All right. Well, that's a problem. Let me. I don't know if it'll kill the stream if I leave, though. That's the problem I have.
It might.
It might. Well, we're gonna find out.
Okay.
Leave studio. Leave studio. We're gonna find out.
Oh, it didn't
Oh,
kill
we're
it.
still rolling.
Well, anyway, we'll wait for him to get back. But I'm telling you, dude, I'm looking at this Arizona Cardinal schedule, and it's just rough, dude.
Well, especially with the division they're in.
Yeah. Well, their division's tough, and then they're also playing. Hold on, let me double check. Yeah, they're playing the AFC West, which I don't think they beat Vegas.
It'd be close. I don't have high hopes for Vegas.
And then, yeah, and then they play the NFC East, which maybe I think Washington will dog walk them.
We'll beat Dallas.
No, they won't.
Get
out of here.
What
It's
would
in
you
Dallas.
do? What would you do if they beat Dallas?
Dude, if they beat Dallas, I'm gonna probably burn something that's Cowboys more than likely.
You'll
We
get
can't
a-
lose. We've already lost. The last time they played in Dallas, we already lost to them. There's no way we're losing to them again in Dallas.
When was the last time they played the Cardinals? Was it recently, or was this like five?
I think it was like 3 years. I think it was the last time they played. It was like
Okay.
2 or 3 years ago. We played the Cardinals or whatever, and we lost to them in Dallas. It was rough. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure. Let me double. I can look at their past schedule now. Okay, yeah, it was last year. My bad.
And
Yeah,
then you guys,
they went into Dallas and beat us. I thought it was a couple years ago. It was last year. It was embarrassing.
well, that's Eberflus for you.
Yeah, that's our defense for you.
Yep.
Actually, the last 2 times they played Dallas you got to go. If you go back to 2023, they beat us then too.
In Dallas again.
No, that one they were home that time. Yeah.
It's like, man.
Oh, here we go. 2021. They won again. That was so the last 3 times the Cardinals have played the Cowboys, they have The last 4 times because they beat them the year before. Jesus, dude, what is it with the Are the Cardinals just our kryptonite?
This is looking worse and worse
as I keep. I know, and I'm still going back. I want to see this. Okay, the last time the Cardinals lost to the Cowboys was in 2017, which was
there we go
5.
Oh, that was wild. I have no idea what happened. I had to go into the link that I sent you guys. No idea what just happened or why it happened.
You're good.
You did miss out.
You missed something that we were talking about. So we were talking about the Cardinals schedule, and Riley comes up with this question. Ask it.
I was like, what would you do if the Cardinals went into Dallas and beat the Cowboys? He was like,
didn't that just happen?
It's happened like the last 4 or 5 times.
I know Josh Dobbs did it. I swear it didn't happen like last year.
It happened last year.
Yeah.
It happened 3 years ago. And if you go back the last 4 times the Cardinals have played the Cowboys, the Cardinals have won.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, you have to go back to 2017 until you get to a Cowboys win over the Cardinals.
So you're saying take Arizona when they play? Is that what you're trying to tell me right now?
Take the Cardinal spread, I guess.
Okay. We're gonna move on here just because we're now like 10 minutes deep and the craziness happened. Cam Ward, bust, or do you think he's gonna be good? It's a little early to tell for sure. I think he underperformed. That's me. What do you guys think?
I think he's fine. I just need to see more. That's it. Just give him a little more time. Like last year, it was his rookie year. Obviously, you're going to make mistakes. Like that's normal, you know. Nobody ever comes out and is just a baller their rookie year. I mean, a few do, but not.
Yeah, a few do. But I mean, he put up in 17 games. He had 3,100 yards and 15 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. I mean, just kind of he had a 33.2 QBR, which is awful, like awful.
Let me ask: what were his rushing stats like? Did he at least
not what? No, he did. No, let's see. He had 159 total rushing yards in 17 games. Like he's not. People get him mixed up. He's not that kind of player.
No, I just know sometimes you look at these poor passing performances and they've got an extra 500 yards and a couple.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying.
I don't know. I think.
I mean,
I think he has the capability to run and scramble out of the pocket and get some rushing yards, but I don't think that's what he's used for. They're wanting to make him a pocket passer for sure.
I don't think he's never really been that. He's not a Lamar type. He's not even like a Josh Allen. Pardon me, like a Josh Allen type. He's not like he's more of a Sam Darnold type of quarterback. Like he can scramble a little bit, but you don't really want him out there running around and making plays with his legs. Like that's not what you want. If that happens, something went wrong.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
That probably would be a good comparison for him.
Yeah, Darnold. Yeah, I think so. But who knows? Maybe one day he'll win a Super Bowl with a team after he leaves the Vikings because that's what everybody does.
But my answer is it's too soon to tell, dude. Okay. I'm not giving up on him yet.
I'm not giving up on him.
My hopes are not high. I'll say that.
All right. Next up, Texans football. I don't know if I trust CJ Stroud ever again. But this Texans defense is in a 3-year window, probably in year 2 of that window of being, in my opinion, the best defense in the NFL, period. Do you think this offense can do enough to win games and get them into a legitimate spot where they could become a Super Bowl hopeful? Maybe not make it all the way, but have a good shot at getting to the AFC Championship game. Do you think CJ Stroud cannot throw 5 interceptions in a playoff game again? Basically is what I'm asking.
I would say absolutely. Just because you guys know I love me some David Montgomery. I think that was a huge addition in the offseason. Something to kind of supplement when he is playing for, you have a little more of a run game to lean on. And I think that was the worst we saw of CJ Stroud.
Yeah,
I mean,
no, it was
it would be hard
Yeah.
to replicate that poor of a performance.
Yeah, absolutely would. He hasn't played terrible in he had 4 games leading up to this year. He's went 1-1 in the playoffs every year. Prior to this year, he was on pace. So over a 17 game average, if you averaged it out over 17 games, he was at a 4,100 yards, 17 touchdown, 4 interception pace, which isn't great touchdown wise, but perfectly serviceable with a 100.5 quarterback rating. And then this year's playoffs alone, he was at, I mean, it doesn't tell me the pace he was on, but he had 5 interceptions, 2 touchdowns, and had a 51 quarterback rating, which is awful. So I think I don't know, man, he needs to if he can just not throw 5 interceptions a game, I think he had 7 turnovers. I think he had 4 interceptions and 3 fumbles in that playoff game against the Patriots, which is, what?
But the other thing to consider too is going into these playoffs, we all talked about the ease of that AFC bracket. I mean, the Chiefs are going to be back. Presumably, Buffalo will play better in the playoffs. The Ravens should be back. The road to the AFC Championship game, in theory, wouldn't be as easy moving forward.
Yeah, I don't know. Buffalo's got a tough schedule. Buffalo has a really tough schedule this year. At Houston to start it off. And then they have 3 straight at home, but they play the Lions, the Chargers, and the Patriots, which are just going to be 3 tough games. You're playing the Lions, tough football team. You're playing the Chargers, tough football team. Then you're playing a division rival in the Patriots. It's going to be a tough game. And then you have to go on the road across the country to the Rams. Then you come back home, and then on a short week because you played on Monday, you have to go back across the country to Vegas. You're playing the Raiders, which isn't a big deal, but it's still the travel alone is eating you up. And then you get your bye week, so you get a little rest. You're okay, a deep breath. I'm assuming they're probably 4-2, 3-3 at that point, just because of the toughness of the schedule. I'm guaranteeing that
I think they'll be 4-2 whenever
they'll beat the Raiders for sure. I think they probably win at least 2 of the home games, but I think they lose at LA and Houston. So
I think those are their 2 losses. I think they because their 3-game stretch you were talking about with Detroit, Los Angeles, and New England, they're home. They're not traveling, and they even get a long rest.
But the Detroit game is on a short week.
Yeah, but I don't know. We saw how Detroit was last year,
but they were tough. I'm not saying
all 3 of those is winnable.
I think they lose to the Chargers. I think they beat the Lions and they beat the Patriots. But after playing the Texans, probably the toughest defense in the NFL, and then playing the Lions, probably the most, to use the word gritty team in the NFL, they're going to be battered and bruised after a long training camp and not having had a break for 3 months. And now you have to play the Chargers. I think they dropped that game.
Yeah, but
come back.
It's 10 days though. They get 10 days of break.
3 extra days of rest in there. I'm not.
That's why
you've been going since mid-July at this point. I'm not.
What do you think the odds are when they play LA and then the Rams on that short break? Why would they not just go from LA straight to Vegas? Spend that time in Vegas
because it's only a 4-hour flight.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not gonna. It's just not worth it.
Yeah.
But then you get your bye week. So I'm gonna say they have 3 losses there. They might only have 2, but I'm gonna say they have 3, 2 to 3. Then you play Baltimore. Then you play at Minnesota, at the Jets, easy win. Miami, easy win. Kansas City at home. Then at New England. Then at Green Bay. Then Chicago at home. Then at Denver, at Miami, at New York, or home against New York. So all in all, they have 8 easy games. I threw the Vikings in there. for you guys. 8 guaranteed wins.
So they just gotta scrounge up 2 more wins.
2 more wins. The 10
Yeah.
wins ain't gonna get you in the playoffs.
Well, they just
I-
had
I-
the they just
They
had
need
to
3 or
beat
4 more of those.
the Pats, because you got the Jets and Miami aren't going to be competing for the division.
Yeah, but 8 of those wins included the 4 games against those teams. So they only have 4 other easy games on their whole schedule, and they're going to have to rattle off 3 or 4 more of those teams to have a real chance of making the playoffs. Because I don't think 10 wins just get you in. You'd be in on maybe as the 7 seed, but you'd be barely in at that point. It's going to be a grind for Buffalo this season. I really think so. I don't expect their defense to be as good as it's been, and Josh Allen's going to have to. He cannot be hurt. If he gets hurt, their season's done. The end of discussion.
I feel like every year we go into the season saying Josh Allen is going to have to carry the team.
You say that. We have all not said that. You say that.
I do say that.
Yeah.
But once again, he's going into
For the first
year
time, we are
carrying
agreeing
the
with
team.
you. For the first time, we are agreeing with you. I think he does have to carry the team. But speaking of another team who has another really tough schedule, I'm going to pull it up real quick. Another team that doesn't have a tough schedule. Do you guys know what team I'm talking about here? Anybody got any guesses?
The Chiefs?
No. Playing a 4th place schedule this season.
And
The Detroit Lions.
Yeah, that's the only team that.
I mean,
All
they
right,
were a
what does their
9-win
schedule
team.
look like?
9-win team last year.
Holy crap.
Outplayed them?
Yeah.
Really?
Remember, we
Dude.
beat them on Christmas even.
Oh
with
my
Max
God.
I
Brosmer in
wasn't
the
looking
game.
that far down the division.
Riley, in their first 5 weeks, they play the Saints, the Jets, the Panthers, and the Cardinals.
And then after their bye week, they get Miami, they get Tennessee, they get the Giants at home. So there's 7 guaranteed wins. And then if they split in the division, there's 10 wins right there.
Yeah.
Which
At
they're very
least-
capable.
At least I would say it's a good thing for me and Brenner. At least their bye week is early in the season.
Yeah. Yeah. I think, is your guys' bye week early? Minnesota's is early.
I think ours is late.
I got.
So you in Green Bay might be late, and us in Detroit are probably early. It's yeah, because then you.
Oh yeah,
you
the
go,
Cowboys is week 14.
They have to play the Patriots, which is tough, but they get to play the Falcons in Atlanta, so that's not an easy game, but it's a winnable game.
Yeah.
You get to play Tampa Bay, which, Spoon, I know you're the conductor of the Baker train, but the Bucs are not looking like they're going to be a playoff team this year.
How old is Jared Goff? You think he'll have a regression this year?
Probably 33.
Old man Goff starts.
He's 31.
31,
losing
yeah,
his
I knew
arm.
somewhere in there.
No,
So I don't think
probably not a
I don't think he's gonna have a regression anytime soon. But he could. It's possible. I just feel like quarterbacks are playing so much longer these days, and I feel like quarterbacks for the first. I feel like the benchmark is like 25 games. Once you play 25 games, you've caught up with the speed of the NFL. You know what to expect. You know what to do now, and that's how you play. And then there's another big jump at like the 5-year mark. If you make it to 5 years, then you're smart enough with the game to know everything. And now you can kind of get it going. And so I feel like Jared Goff's on the back end of that stretch of his career. And the great ones dip it back up and keep going. And I don't know if that's who he is or if he'll just slowly step it down into retirement.
He's shown no signs of regression, though, the last 4 years.
Not so far.
If you look at the last 4 years, all his stats look pretty similar all through it.
So it will be interesting to me to see how Jahmyr Gibbs handles the lead back role.
I think he'll be fine.
Probably plays 10 games, 9 games this year.
Isaiah Pacheco's the backup. They're gonna work him in a lot, just like they
Pacheco.
Yeah, Pacheco. They're gonna work him in, but
they're not. They'll work him in. He'll have
Not
75 carries on the
much
year.
as
Probably not as much as Montgomery, but they'll work him in a little bit.
I would bet he has average of 4 carries a game.
You know, Campbell loves running the 2 running backs.
Camera's going crazy. Sorry.
Couldn't speak there.
So all in all, I think
Campbell loves
Detroit's
running
almost a
running
lock
backs.
to be a 10-win team, and they have to rattle off 1 or 2 more to be a legitimate playoff contender. And so I don't think it's crazy that they beat Atlanta. I don't think it's crazy that they beat the Bucks. Yeah.
What you're saying is the NFC North all need to sweep the Lions.
Seriously, that needs to happen. I'm gonna be rooting big time, except for in the Packers playing. We'll never root for the Packers. Okay, next question here. To wrap up the show, I got a little bit of a question here. The Seahawks have been pretty pillaged this season. They lose their number 1 offensive backfield threat in K9 to the Chiefs, Kenneth Walker. Zach Charbonnet is at best case, he'll be back week 6 after he's off the PUP list, but it could be even deeper than that before he's back. We don't know. Now they drafted a first-round rookie, Jadarian Price, but he's still taking third-team reps at practice, so who knows that impact. You go from that, the line stays the same, the receivers stay the same, the quarterback stays the same, that's all intact, but you lose your second edge rusher. D-Law's now probably 35 years old, so he's old. You're not going to expect him to play 17 games again.
Been old.
Yeah, exactly. So your you need to do something at the edge rusher position. You lost 2 out of 3 of your starting cornerbacks. Your linebackers were your quote unquote Achilles heel of your defense last year, and they didn't get any better. The safeties stay the same, the D tackles stay the same. But they've lost now 3 coaches off their coaching staff, and 3 out of their 5 leading executives have went to the Vikings. Their assistant general manager Nolan Teasley is our new GM, and then he poached the VP of football operations and their head of scouting as well to become our head of scouting. So the Seahawks have been pretty well poached. As poached as a Super Bowl team can get, I feel. How do you guys feel about them going into next season? What are your thoughts? We'll run through their schedule really quickly, but I just want to hear some quick thoughts before we do that.
I think they'll be fighting for a wild card spot. I think the Rams will take the division, and it'll be them and kind of San Fran fighting for a wild card spot, especially with the number 1 schedule.
Spoon?
Yeah, I mean, you're going to see a little bit of a decline there, but I mean, I still expect them to be good, win quite a few games, I would assume.
Okay. Well, we do have the Offensive Player of the Year curse for JSN to worry about, so not saying I believe in curses, but I believe in curses. They start the season against New England. I think they can win that game. They play at Arizona. I think they can win that game. They play at Washington, probably win that game. Then they play the Chargers at back-to-back road games in a tough New England team. I think they probably drop that one. Then they play San Francisco at home. I think they win that game. Denver at Denver. I think they drop that one. And then they have to play Kansas City. I think they drop that one. They get Chicago at home. I think that's a good bounce back game for them on Monday Night Football. Riley, I'm sorry. I think they bounce back and get that game. Arizona, they easily get that game. At Las Vegas, they get that game. Then they get a bye week, but then they have to travel to San Francisco. I think they lose that. They have Dallas at home. That I'm a 50-50. Spoon, what do you think about that one? Riley, what do you think? I'm 50-50.
They probably win. The Seahawks, that is. They probably win that game.
I don't know. I think it depends on which Dallas team shows up, because I think Dallas.
Know, dude.
I think.
All right, let's give it to. We'll give it to him. Me and Riley are 50-50.
Score just about anything.
Yeah, me and Riley are 50-50.
I will say that they get a long rest before that game because they play Thursday. They play Thanksgiving Day, and then they have it's the following. It's not that Monday, but the following Monday, so they get a long.
The Seahawks
rest.
Also get an extra day too because they play. That's a Monday night game, so they get an extra day. Let's give them that. Yeah. I think they beat New York at Philly. I think they lose that. The Rams. I think they win one of their last 3, and that's probably Carolina. I just don't see him beating the Rams anymore. That's 10 wins, and some of those were iffy.
Yeah.
So you're fighting for a 7 seed there at that win total. And if they beat the Rams, they're at 11 wins, and I think the Rams are a 13, 14 win football team this year with, having the MVP, a offensive player of the year caliber player, Devontae Adams, a great backfield, great offensive line, best D-line in the NFL, especially if Aaron Donald comes back. Cornerback 1 this offseason traded for. I mean, they went on. They're going full Rams. They're doing the full Rams thing.
They're going all in.
Yeah, all in for the Rams. But I think the Seahawks are a 10, 11 win football team. 13 wins is probably their ceiling. It's going to be a tough sledding for them. They're really going to have to lean into their scouting department and hope that they have guys who can step up and take those secondary roles and fill that edge defender role. Because that D-line was a major reason they won the Super Bowl. Like their quarterbacks were good, but that D-line, I mean, Leonard Williams is playing. I mean, he's playing like the number 3 overall pick he was drafted as. Like I think Leonard Williams was the second best player on the Seahawks last season behind Jackson Smith and Jigba. So call me crazy, but I think he's absolutely insane. But is there anything else you guys want to add to the show before we hop off here?
I do have a question for both of you, just because it's a gap in my knowledge, and I've heard it explained different ways.
Yeah.
There's that kid out of Texas Tech that's coming out in the supplemental draft.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
How does the supplemental draft work? Because, like, if you pick someone, you lose your draft pick for the next year. But how does that work? Can you not take people?
I'm looking it up because I'm not 100% sure. I know the supplemental draft guys like I know Chris Carter was a supplemental draft pick.
There's been some big names who have come out in the supplemental draft. It's just nothing I have paid attention to, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and so it's not like so right here it says who's eligible. Players petition the league to be included, and the NFL grants entry only if their circumstances change after the regular draft's entry deadline. Things like losing college eligibility, academic issues, being dismissed from their program. If the league rules a player simply could not have entered the normal draft, they're denied. Or if the league rules a player simply could have entered the normal draft, they decline them. It's not a live event. There's no TV, stage broadcast, anything like that. How the bidding works. A team bids the round it is willing to spend. The highest bid wins. So a second round bid beats a third round bid and so on. The catch, whatever round you win a player in, you forfeit that same pick in the next year's regular draft. So essentially, if you want a player like this kid who's coming out and he's legitimately considered a first round talent at the quarterback position, if you throw out a first round pick, you give up your first round pick next year.
Okay, so it's an auction with draft picks.
Yeah. Teams have no obligation to participate. If 2 teams submit the same round, priority is decided by weighted lottery that sorts the teams into tiers based on prior season record. So
like if 2 people both bid, or if 2 teams both bid a 5th round pick, the tiebreaker goes to the team with the worst record.
Yeah. So hopefully that answers your question a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. Well, make sure to like and subscribe. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.